I got her flowers. I got her flowers for our anniversary.
Okay. How did she? Was she excited
She's
about
like,
that?
I don't want your damn flowers or something like that.
Oh gosh, that's brutal.
I said,
So that hurts. If anybody, I mean,
at that point, I was like, I don't even care anymore. I was like, I'm getting
boy, this is getting really heated.
I'm getting my wife flowers for our anniversary. What she does with them afterwards is up to her. So. Welcome back, everyone. Craig and Jonah here today. How are you today, Jonah?
Amazing. Just
happy to hear that.
Yeah, living the dream, pretty much. I had a nice birthday this week, and that was really good.
Happy birthday!
Thank you.
Yeah.
Also, I had something life-changing happen.
Oh.
I switched to boxers.
Oh.
Man, just feels great. I'd worn them kind of, but I don't know. It feels good to really let things hang loose, especially in the heat.
So, were you a whitey-tighty guy before that?
No, like boxer briefs.
Oh.
And I mean, I think they're fine, but man, I'm really enjoying this. Giddy up.
I've been a boxer brief guy for a while.
Yeah.
I don't like stuff flopping around.
I don't know. I'm enjoying the freedom.
Huh. Maybe we can get a brand endorsement here.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know what brand they are. Okay. Dolores got them for me.
Okay, you'll have to find out for us. We need a Catholic company that'll sponsor the show.
Yeah. Boy, I had a kind of an interesting week on Reddit this week. Apparently, there's nothing that I can say that's more inflammatory on Reddit, on Catholic women Reddit, than a man has physiological needs. Boy,
that's concupiscence.
That did not go over well. At least some of them got it. Like I did get some, upvotes or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're women upvoting me or not because,
Probably not.
So. But man, yeah, this one woman, she was quite adamant that no one went solo in their house.
Oh.
And I was like, well, that could be true. So I was like, well, maybe you should just ask him, And so she did. And she got back to me and she said that he had tried it once when he was younger, but it was weird. Real weird. And that does not, he did not say he doesn't do it now.
Nice deflection, buddy.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
That's creative at least.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like you have a lot of time to think about it's probably not expecting that question. So you have to really be quick on your feet there.
That's doing the best you can with what you got.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, I said, because I was basically talking about how for my wife and I, things changed when we talked about how often solo activity occurred.
Yeah.
And we tried to set the standard for how often we're intimate then based on that. And she's like, well, for us, it would be 0 because nobody's doing it.
Oh, yeah.
So we should never have sex. And I was like,
oh, wow.
All right, enough said.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun household.
Then the moderator got involved, and the moderator, I'm assuming it was a she, but she took down some of my stuff, some of her stuff, and I don't know.
I don't understand. I don't spend any time on Reddit, although it's been on my mind. It sounds like there are lots of poor people over there hurting.
Oh gosh, yeah.
But I don't understand. I mean, I guess I'm kind of a free speech guy. Maybe that's the wrong course, but
being on Twitter, my only other social media platform, I am not used to having moderators.
Yeah,
cut down.
How do they decide what's appropriate? And like, why are they?
They told me that I was being uncharitable and I was trolling, but I sure wasn't trolling.
But this is Reddit, for crying out loud, jeepers.
Yeah, and so then this other woman said that if she had to take responsibility for how often her husband got turned on, that's all she would be doing.
It's true.
And so I said, well, if you do take responsibility, it could change your marriage for the better. And I said, you got nothing to lose, but a great relationship to gain.
Mm-hmm.
No response. But, so.
You probably have better things to do with herself.
I don't know. But yeah.
It's crazy how much of a difference this whole thing can make to a marriage, especially to the man, but I guess indirectly the marriage, how this part of his life is doing. Yeah, go ahead.
So that's where Dolores, she asked me this the other day. She's like, why do guys have such issue with talking to their wives about this, but they'll talk to other guys about it? And I was like, well, I don't know. And I don't really know the answer, to be honest. I think because pretty much all guys know that it happens. But I think for some men, it probably involves porn. So they don't want to talk about that. I don't know. But now she knows pretty much everything. So we talk about everything openly. And that's a good place to be in, I think.
Just speaking from my experience, having gone through this, and still to some degree, our level of communication on these kinds of things is very imperfect. I mean, I guess number one is I've concluded very strongly that her experience is totally different than mine. So any effort of mine to communicate this to her is going to be like speaking a foreign language to her. Is probably number one. Number two is I think I'm probably afraid of either being rejected or creating a fight or something like that. I've been anyone that's been following our channel for a while knows how in our marriage, at least a couple of times that some of this stuff has come up, it's been met with great hostility, warranted or not, but that it feels like you're walking into a bear trap.
Mm-hmm.
And so talking about it is more difficult than just burying it in or talking to other goofballs on the internet.
Yeah, I don't know how we got to the place where we could talk about it, because it's not like you generally walk in to talk to your wife and say, well, you know what happened last night?
Yeah.
After you fell asleep.
Yeah.
I just decided to take things in my own hands.
Yeah. I mean, that's the problem is I mean, for Catholics, at least, it's like, oh yeah, I just condemned my soul to hell last night. If Ripperger's right, and I mean, how do you?
Yeah.
How do you even talk about that? Like it's
well, that's true, because if you're on the Catholic women Reddit, section, you probably have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean,
in
other than if you listen to this show too.
and my wife insists that she's never ever even been tempted to do it, and I believe her.
It's funny because I was listening to a comedian yesterday, and he was talking about how he was talking to a woman, and they were talking about sex and how often they should have it, and the woman was like, well, women really enjoy sex too, and the guy's like, yeah, but it's not the same. She's like, no, really, we love having sex too, just as much as you do. He's like, well, have you ever masturbated while driving a car? It's like, there's some truth in that, but
I just, I mean, the dynamics are just
it's not exactly the same,
completely different, and especially for those of us, for those of us typical Catholics, we have families, we have kids, we have busy lives. It's my wife, can go weeks or months or maybe longer without even thinking about it if isn't reminded about it, right? For us, it's constantly there, right?
Yep.
So it's such a, in my experience, for most of us, this is not everyone, but for most of us, the bridge or the gap between how the man is dealing with it and the woman is dealing with it are just so far apart that it's like speaking foreign languages. And for us Catholics, depending on how wedded you are to the rules, there just aren't a ton of options. There may not be. You may not feel like you have a ton of options other than to complain about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I just think for Catholic marriages, unless you get to a point where we're going to set the rule book aside a little bit, it's like, well, what's the point of even having a conversation? Yeah, it sucks, but what do you want me to do about it? We can't have sex now. We can't do anything else. You can't do anything in the shower, God forbid. Like, it's just like, I don't know. I just find it a very deeply pointless, depressing topic to talk about within a sort of a very conservative Catholic context.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep it to yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, you'll see comments online. Like yesterday, there's somebody was on Twitter talking about just their difficulties. I think it had to do with how many kids they have and that sort of thing. And somebody was like, "Well, abstinence sounds like the right option for you." It's like, if you want to really put a strain on your marriage, that's what you should do.
Well,
and then another woman got involved, and she said, "Well, it's kind of funny that God would give women an organ solely for sexual functioning, for pleasure, and then you have to follow these rules to be able to do it properly." And it's just, I don't know.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels, if the Rippagers of the world are right, it seems like a lot of this stuff is just set up for our own torment and temptation. Like,
yeah, so that's the option. Would God do that? Would God put those things there to torment us, or
tricks?
Are some things okay?
So it's been a little while since we recorded because I had my heart procedure last week.
You're still here?
Yep. This is I'm not a ghost, not a zombie.
Not a hologram.
Nope. Real thing. Although if you look at the screen, you may wonder. I got anointing the sick for the first time with my wife and kids around. So that was sort of interesting.
How'd that go?
It was good.
Did you confess your sins in front of everybody too? Or?
No, okay. I went to confession the day before. Although that was good. So I had my heart procedure, and it went well.
I couldn't believe how long it was.
That's what she said.
Several hours.
Yeah.
Several hours.
Yeah,
we were sitting on pins and needles, kind of waiting for some kind of update.
It was like 6 hours.
Wow,
which is on the long side of things. But my doctor,
boy, and you can just see the amount of money the insurance is being billed. Just
yeah,
that's a lot of hours.
Maybe he needed to take a trip or had kids in braces or something like that. I don't know.
Boy, 6 hours, man. It's a point you've made a while ago, but if you're a surgeon, you got to be careful if you're practicing NFP. You got people's lives in your hands.
Yeah, right.
It's true.
Yeah. No, he's tenacious. So he went in to fix 2 issues, and the one had eluded him the last time, and he's like, I'm not going to be foiled this time, and he got it. So I'm very, very happy about that. But with the condition that I have and the recovery, they strongly suggested and intermixed with this was a diagnosis of sleep apnea, and so I'm getting fitted for my sleep machine next week.
All right.
But so between all of this and just my age and state in life, I've been trying to really dial in and take care of myself a little much. I've been pretty mindful about my health and my eating and drinking habits since I hit 40, but especially now I'm like, okay, time to get serious about this. So they strongly suggested I give up caffeine
totally?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Not even 1 cup of coffee?
Right.
Everything.
Right.
Why?
Because caffeine can aggravate the heart condition that I have.
Oh,
the
wow.
stimulation.
So are you like no coffee this morning?
Right.
Man.
So, and they recommended no alcohol, which I had kind of gone away from. I think I mentioned this an episode or two ago. I really enjoy a good beer, but I can go without no problem. So, so I've been sleeping more. I've given up alcohol. I'm intermittently fasting, which I thought that would have been impossible how long ago. Like the idea of like I can't have breakfast and I can't snack at night. Like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
But so I'm doing all that. So this has all been within the span of a couple of weeks. So I've started intermittent fasting, given up alcohol, given up caffeine, and oh yeah, and we're in the midst of an extended NFP because I missed our one chance because of my surgery.
Should have moved the surgery.
Yeah, well, at some point you just have to take one for the team. But I'll tell you, all of that stuff, I would say the hardest has been giving up caffeine. I've been having headaches and stuff.
Even more so than the extended abstinence period.
The abstinence is way worse than all that other stuff combined.
I know it is.
You know,
combined.
I mean, it's crazy.
Combined. I know, absolutely combined.
I mean, it's not even close.
Don't get on Reddit and talk about that though.
Well, I even told my wife yesterday. I was like, "Yeah, I'm really tired today because I gave up caffeine." She's like, "Well, I couldn't. That's my life. You know, I couldn't survive without it or whatever." And I was thinking, well, yeah. And I didn't say this, but I was
didn't.
I used to think that, but if only she could understand her need for that is probably
minuscule,
comparable to my need for physical intimacy.
Yeah.
So I know we get accused of being drama queens here about this, but I'll tell you, I would in a heartbeat would take all that other stuff. You could take, I don't know, you take any of the other fun stuff in my life. I would accept that in a minute over dealing with even the 2 weeks or so of normal NFP abstinence. It is such an interference in my life and our marriage.
I agree. And there's nothing you can do about it. Like there's no substitute. You know, you need to have, there's something about for a man, the physical intimacy promotes some kind of connection and like, you know, you just love your wife.
And the physical,
like it's necessary.
And just the whole physiological reset that you get is not comparable. I mean, anything else you might try is not even close to in comparison. So I don't know. So to those folks that say, well, just abstain or whatever, just, you know, dominate, crucify your flesh or whatever. I don't know. I'm just saying from very real life personal experience, nothing interferes with my life and makes my life to be a good man, to be a good husband and father more challenging than this. And I don't know why, but especially to the extent that we purport to have all these rules based on quote unquote natural law and observing the body. I'm just like, I don't think you guys have observed it very carefully. There's a lot of stuff you seem to leave out.
It's true. Yeah.
And so yeah.
So has the extended abstinence led to any conflicts then in your marriage?
Oh, well, I don't think that has. We'll get to that in a minute. But few days ago, I said I'm invoking the marital debt.
Oh,
yeah.
How'd that go?
She hasn't laughed that hard in a long time. I'm like, St. Thomas Aquinas says you have to. She's like, I don't care what St. Thomas Aquinas says.
I don't know how Tim Gordon says it, but
maybe that's it. Maybe I didn't have enough mascara on.
Got to say it forcefully. maybe
I'm,
like 50 Shades of Grey.
I don't want to cast shade on the guy, but I bet I could beat him at any kind of physical confrontation. Maybe not running. He could probably outrun me.
Yeah, he looks like more of a runner, but if you get your hands on him,
I'll bet I could
put him in the vice grip.
I bet I could. So, yeah.
Twist him
So,
up like a pretzel.
yeah, that didn't go over. Didn't get anywhere.
No traction.
None. Zero. So,
well, you tried.
I tried.
Well, did you tell her that she's sinned mortally and no, it's a big deal?
No, I don't think it would have mattered. I don't think it would have mattered. She's like, fine.
She's not scrupulous about that.
Nope. So, anyway, we're just, and in this, the problem is that this, while I wouldn't say it's created conflict in our marriage, it definitely strains it. Like, it's just, things are just not the same. When I'm going through this, I know that she doesn't seem to suffer at all, but for me, my gosh, like I said, it is the heaviest cross that I carry.
It's true, man.
Of all the stuff that you do as a man, going to work, just caring for household, taking bags of maggot covered garbage to the dump on set, like none of that is even close to the pain in the butt in my life that this is.
It's true.
So
I don't doubt it, man.
Yeah, I know Jonah 2.0 is like, well, stop with the NFP. I'm like, well, we're just not going to get pregnant. We're not like that. I'm just tired. Like this, I don't care. The idea that just have more kids at our age, we've done our time.
Yep.
We, for the first time, probably other than the first year or so of our marriage, we actually feel like we have kind of a normal, healthy balance in life. Otherwise, we were just in constant survival mode the entire time. And that's not, I don't care what you say. That's not good. That's not healthy. So assuming she continues to, resist my advances, we're hopefully done.
Yeah.
So,
well.
Anyway, well, so we had our anniversary recently.
Oh, congrats! Yeah, we both have anniversaries this month.
That's right. We're a little ahead of you. We had our 23rd.
This will be our 14th.
Yeah,
but we've been together for 19 years. So.
Okay, we've been together for a couple of years more than that. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. We weren't talking to each other on our anniversary.
What do you mean? Not at all?
I mean, very little.
Oh, man.
So that's fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Marriage is great.
Can you share what the conflict was?
Yeah.
All right.
I will. And before I tell you the story, I just want to make it clear. Like, I'm not here.
Your wife was totally wrong.
I don't even think the point of the story is it doesn't really matter whether one of us is right or wrong, or both of us are right or both of us are wrong. It doesn't matter. What matters, I think, is how painful marriage can be sometimes, maybe a lot of the times. So, but I'll give you the backstory just so that you can understand the context of it. One of my wife's ongoing, I don't know, pet peeves or complaints is I don't communicate well. She's
okay. You seem like an effective communicator to me.
In my defense, I think I don't think it's so much that I don't like to communicate. I just don't like to communicate into myself into a trap where I'm getting attacked. Okay.
All right. So
I'm very sensitive to that. Okay. Probably I'm very gun shy about walking into a fight.
All right.
Especially with my spouse. I'm just not I'm not a confrontational person unless it's really necessary, and I really, really avoid unnecessary conflicts with my spouse. That's just part of me. Like I don't want conflict in our relationship, and maybe that's part of our problem. Maybe it is, but so anyway, um, so she's very, she's very sensitive to when it feels like I'm not communicating with her, and I've tried to get better, but again, I still have there's that fear I have of getting into a fight, and I don't like fights because awful things get said. It's almost never helpful other than just some sort of a cathartic release. Mostly for my wife, I don't really get any enjoyment out of yelling and screaming at. Okay.
Yeah.
So, so anyway, I was traveling for work, and mind you, this is like 2 days after my surgery. Sorry, doctors, I wasn't following all the rules there either. And but it was an important work meeting that had been scheduled for, I don't know if months, but certainly a number of weeks. And so and I had to travel. It was about 8 hours by car, but I was like, well, I'm just supposed to sit in a car anyway. I'm supposed to sit around anyway, so like I'll just sit in a car. It's more comfortable. And it was fine. Um the last time I traveled about a month ago, I gone out of town overnight for work. And when I had gone to my destination, I was meeting some old high school friends for dinner. So which is fun. Always,
Well, that sounds great.
yeah, always fun. So I got into town and pulled in, and the place we're eating at was having one of these cornhole competitions.
Sure, yeah.
It's crazy. Like so the whole thing was just complete chaos. And we got there, and I didn't text my wife that I had gotten to there.
All right.
I texted her when I got to the hotel later, but that was apparently too late.
Okay.
Mind you, she can check my location any time on my phone. So
she could have known.
She did know.
Okay.
But I didn't text her. Now, she didn't text me to ask if everything was okay.
Which she could have done as well.
That's what I thought, but apparently that's not true. I don't know, there's something. So anyway,
marriage is a mystery sometimes.
Yeah, and I got to there and I started talking to my friends, and I don't like to pull out my phone and text when I'm visiting. And we just started talking, like we just had a very nice conversation and meal. And then I texted her when I got to the hotel a couple hours later, and she was upset that I didn't text her to let her know that I had gotten to the restaurant.
And that carried over for that long?
Well, so she got mad at me, and I'm like, okay, I got her. Okay, fine. So this time I when I made this trip, as soon as I got there, I'm like, hey, I made it safe, let you know, whatever, fine. On the way down, my dad had called. This wasn't anything I had planned. My dad had called
your wife or called you?
Called me. And my dad never calls me, at least. So, and for those who don't know, we have a strained relationship with my parents, especially my wife and my parents. It's always a touchy thing. So I get this call on the way down, and I'm on the way. So this is like a really important meeting I have the next day. So my mind is just focused on that. My dad calls. He said, "Hey, my brother got a batch of old fishing poles and tackle. I wonder if your boys would be interested in them." I'm like, "Yeah, that's fine." He's like, "Why don't you come over on Saturday and take a look?" I'm like, "Okay, that's fine. We'll come over on Saturday."
Okay.
Got him, kept in the car, and got to the hotel. Told him, "Well, hey, I made it fine, good." And we were texting back and forth about the kids, and then I worked until midnight, and then went to bed. Got up the next morning. I'm getting ready to go over my meeting. Like I'm literally checking out of my hotel, and she's like, "So you're getting together with your parents on Saturday?" I'm like, "Yeah, apparently." Oh, well, that's good to know. So apparently, so my mom and so one of our boys mows my mom's mom and dad's lawn.
Okay.
So my mom had been texting my wife about that. She's like, "Well, when Craig comes over on Saturday to look at fishing stuff, he can mow grass then."
Well, I mean, you're just stopping by. It isn't a long visit, right?
So apparently, my wife was unhappy about finding out from my mom that I was going over there.
Why?
Um, and I was like, I was like, he called me on the way down. Like I didn't, like I literally didn't think it was a big
Oh,
deal.
you tried to explain yourself.
Yeah,
You just gotta say you're sorry.
yeah. I just said,
Mea culpa.
this was, wasn't he? I was like, I'm gonna be back Thursday night. I'll have plenty of time to talk to you about it. Like I said, it wasn't gonna like going out of town. I was just gonna stop in the morning. But anyway, so my wife was very upset because I didn't tell her right away that I had agreed to go over to my dad's house on Saturday. And she was, I didn't necessarily appreciate how upset she was about it at the time. Cause like I said, I was busy all day and then I got back at 10 o'clock at night, but it was pretty apparent when I got home, she was, giving me the cold shoulder. So
I would say this feels like redirecting to me. Like she's concerned about you, and so she doesn't know what to do with those emotions, and she's just letting them out through that.
I don't know why she has to take it out on me, but
She should be taking it out in the bedroom, probably.
yeah. Yeah. So
when my wife has acted like that in
Yeah.
the past, she's redirecting, and that's a problem because I really have no idea what she's upset about.
and it was frustrating because I went in, like I was a little distracted going into this important meeting, which I'm there because I'm trying to support our family, right? Like, and
Mhm.
and then this is where men and women, like for me, I'm focused on this task at hand. This is a really important task, and it's not that I'm keeping secrets or I just need to get through this, and then I'll start to tackle the next problem,
Mhm.
right? So anyway, so got home, and on Friday, so the day after I got home, came home. I had a busy day at work, and came home, and and my wife really likes, again, her love language, if you believe all that stuff, is
I do.
okay. Well, apparently not everyone does, but is quality time and like listening. So I was like, okay,
They're kind of fools if they don't believe it.
yeah,
I mean, honestly.
I think so. So I sat down and I was like, I was just gonna listen. I just like, okay, I want to hear how your day was, and something about, and it came up again, and I'm like, are you still mad about that? She's like, yeah, I am, and I lost.
Oh, that's a great question. Are you still mad about that?
Yeah.
Then you're gonna get it.
And she was, and for better or for worse, I lost, and I'm like, come on. I was upset, and I got up and I kind of yelled, and I just went out the door and I slammed the door behind me. I went for a walk, and then I came back, and
So is this your anniversary or
this was a couple days before.
okay? God, dude, this went on for days.
Oh yeah,
Oh my gosh!
yeah.
All right.
So came back, and then so now she's upset that I got upset. Isn't that how it goes?
That is so funny. Yeah.
She's like,
now it's all your fault because before she was kind of in the wrong, but now it's all on you.
Yeah, she's like, well, you lost your temper right now. I'm like, what do you? I've gotten criticized because I don't show enough emotion, and I've been criticized for showing too much emotion. Like I just don't understand. I don't get it. But I came back, and it was just, and that just set the tone for the next 2 days, and we hardly talked to each other, or like walking past each other in the house, and well, and then later that night,
well, how do you deal with it? Like after the kid, do you just go to bed before the kids go to bed, or like how do you keep that going for days?
It's not hard, apparently.
Man, like, so Dolores and I, if we have a fight like that, we really hash it out after the kids go to bed, and it gets wild sometimes.
Oh, we just don't talk to each other. As long as she's not slamming cupboard doors and stuff like that, it's pretty bearable. But it's well, so then later on that night, I was getting the kids to bed, and the one daughter, she was playing with something. It was in her bed. I was like, give it. I said, you can't have that. Give it to me. No. And I had to say it 6 times. She didn't do it. And finally, I raised my voice quite a bit. I said, yeah, I yelled at her. I said, give it to me now. And she gave it to me. Well, a few seconds later, my wife came up and told me to stop yelling at the kids and go to bed, and she will take care of it. And I'm like,
oh, man. That's
just like,
feels like things are spiraling out of control there a little bit.
Well, just like, well, you weren't even here for it. And I
and sometimes she raises her voice.
I very seldom raise my voice to my kids. It's not true the other way around, but it doesn't matter. You can't. So anyway, so that was sort of the.
Boy, this is a good old fashioned Craig in the throes of NFP abstinence kind of story.
Well, we weren't even in that. This was at the end of the last cycle. I think.
Well, obviously nothing is going on if you can't talk to each other.
No. This was. We were. Well, I was in my surgical recovery, so it probably wouldn't have been a good idea anyway, although I would have taken a chance. So anyway, yeah, so it carried on for the next day, and then Sunday morning went to mass.
Yeah, we saw you guys there.
Yeah. And I got her flowers. For our anniversary.
Okay. How was she? Was she excited
she's
about
like,
that?
I don't want your damn flowers or something like that.
Oh gosh, that's brutal.
I said.
So that hurts. If anybody, I mean,
at that point, I was like, I don't even care anymore. I was like, I'm getting.
Boy, this is getting really heated.
Is that I'm getting my wife flowers for our anniversary. What she does with them afterwards is up to her. So I got flowers, got a nice set of flowers for her, and she didn't acknowledge them. But yeah, so that was my anniversary gift, and then
holy crap, this is a wild story.
This is unfortunately not too uncommon. So
how many days had it been since you were intimate at this point?
A week.
Okay, so it's not even that long, really. I was thinking, you're burning the midnight oil and everybody's tension's running high.
No. I mean, it was. I think the surgery was stressful for her and stuff. But here's what I don't understand. This is where I think men and women, at least in our relationship, are so very different. It was a tense week. The surgery, me being in surgery is stressful for my wife and all that. I get that. But when she is dealing with stress, it tends to manifest itself in our relation, in her interaction with me, whereas me,
which is awesome.
Yeah, it's like
you're the lightning rod.
This is where I thought I had this idea that marriage, you're going to face these difficulties. This was a health issue, and this is where you got each other's backs, and you've got kind of that safe refuge.
Mm-hmm.
That hasn't really been my experience. It tends to be when she is bothered by life. And again, I'm not even here saying she was wrong and I was right. Like it's kind of irrelevant. It's just it was a stressful situation, and for her, it apparently helps to direct that negative energy to me. Like I'm kind of the punching bag.
The thing is that if you have 9 kids, you need everything to go perfectly every single day.
Yeah, and it just doesn't.
Yeah, and so any additional stress makes things kind of spiral out of control.
I think that's what I've found perhaps the most challenging about marriage is in the midst of all that, in the kind of the chaos of having a large family. I had thought that our relationship would be the safe refuge where there was sort of sacred, like we don't take it out on each other, right? We have this level of respect and deference for each other, and let's say even patience for each other, that you give your spouse the benefit of all the doubt. You don't attribute bad motives to them unless you have like a lot of evidence for that. Like that was my vision. It still is kind of my vision. That's how I approach my wife. Was like, I am going to give you the best of me. I'm not going to treat you worse than I would treat anyone else, right? To me, that just makes sense, but it doesn't. That doesn't seem to necessarily be her viewpoint. From what I can tell, I don't know. Again, I'm not even trying to like criticize her, but it's that perception difference between men and women. I think I don't know why it is. I don't understand it. If this is just natural, or if this is because of her childhood and how she was brought up. They were much more about conflict and stuff, but
I'm sure she'd love to talk about her childhood.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Talk about repressed feelings and really dig into that.
Yeah.
It's a great time to do that. I'd recommend it.
That's just it. When do you talk about it?
Never.
Yeah. So, right. So, I don't know. As we were sitting in church, and it was hard.
I couldn't tell you were mad at each other at church. Just to be honest.
Really?
Nope, not at all.
Okay.
I couldn't feel the energy.
Well, we were sitting kind of quite a ways apart, and
well, sure, but you got a lot of kids, so
yeah. It's funny because I was sitting and I was pretty depressed. I'm like, here it is, my anniversary, and my wife's not talking to me, and I'm just like, what the heck? Like, where did I go wrong? Like, where? This is not how I envisioned myself sitting on my 23rd wedding anniversary, and so mass started, and the priest comes in, and I'm like, that could have been me, right? Like, that's like, why did I?
Well, you're having some deep thoughts then.
Yeah, I was imagining myself like,
now I'm gonna have to deal with all this BS.
Well, I just imagined myself like, could I have done more good as the?
Oh my gosh! So you have some wild thoughts.
Yeah, but then two of my boys were serving, and I'm like, well, they wouldn't be there, and but I got to thinking, and this I don't know if it was a profound moment or just trying to like deal with the suffering, but I was just like, it seems to me when you get married, the spouse you're picking your cross. Your spouse, you are picking your crucifixion. I mean, I wish I could. I mean, I don't mean it in a super negative way.
No, like, isn't that the Croatian view of marriage? Yeah.
Yeah. Although I was thinking about that, but I think it's even more direct than that. Like, I think they see marriage itself and maybe the trials and tribulations of life as being your cross, which I think that's true, but in a very strange way, your spouse is going to probably cause you more direct pain than anyone else or anything else in this world.
It's very fair.
And that's what I was reflecting on. I was like, and this is true. Like, nothing in this life or no person in this life more acutely hurts me than my spouse.
Absolutely. I mean,
I'm sure the opposite is true as well.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. I would agree with that too.
And I don't know what to make of that because, I mean, how is it? I'm sure there's some psychological explanation, proximity and familiarity and all that. But how is it that of all the people in the world, you selected this one person to be your best person, the person that you give up everything for? And how is it that you cause each other more pain, more hurt than your worst enemy? Like, I don't understand it. Like, it is such a paradox to me.
It's true. I've thought about that often. And then we're on the flip side of it right now.
Yeah.
Where everything is amazing. I mean, honestly. So I don't know. I don't know what to think of it. Because we suffered for a long time. And then we just turned things around. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
It's not that we don't fight anymore or anything. It's something that makes me mad, but we don't. It never escalates to anything anymore. At least for the last I don't know how many months.
Yeah. And I get why marriages end in divorce, even people that loved each other or love each other very deeply, because you're just like, how do
we're really going down a dark path?
Well,
here.
I'm just
no, I get it, man.
Like,
I just can't take this anymore. You know,
yeah, like why would I like continue to come home to the most acute pain I can experience in my life day after day after day? Like,
I did it for a long time,
right?
man. We can suffer a lot,
Right? And I don't know. So that we're fine now. I mean, it eventually
you patched it up,
well,
smooth things over,
it just
stop talking about it.
Yeah, eventually. I don't know. There's never really any resolution to it, but
well, that's a shame.
Yeah,
no resolution.
I don't know. I took her and the family out to eat afterwards, and
after mass.
Yeah, and that was fun. And I just I don't know. I've come to in my old age, I've come to conclude that for the most part, none of this, like you said, I think this is directing. Like, I don't think this is necessarily about me. So I just try to like, okay, keep moving forward, be the person I want to be, and eventually, you know, things dissipate or whatever.
And I mean, it's easy to say, but I think that this was an important part of our turnaround as well, is that I prayed for Dolores all the time for various things.
Yeah.
And I mean, it sounds kind of like, glib to say it, but I think it made a difference. I don't know. And I'm sure you pray for your wife, but
yeah, that was something I started doing specifically within the last 5 years. And that has helped a lot. And again, I know that she loves me. But it's really, it is
a funny way of showing it.
It's sometimes it just seems like there's a funny way of showing it. Now we're into the, fine, but we're back in the abstinence period, and
which is awesome. That means you're really doing really good.
Yeah. I don't know. This is stupid.
I just endure
suffering. These periods. I'm just trying to like get along, get by. Yeah. And it's terrible. Like, I don't like waste the time, but it's just like, I'm not making strides in other parts of my life when I'm just trying to
treading water,
just trying to tread water. And that, to me, that is the major misgiving I have about traditional Catholic teaching on this is, yes, I understand life is hard. We're supposed to do hard things as Catholics, but I also think that we are supposed to do our very best and to be, just building up society, even within our families.
Mm-hmm.
And I do take very seriously the responsibility of raising kids. And when I'm at less than my best, like you said before, life requires us to be at our very best. And sometimes even then that isn't enough. But when we are in a compromised state, like we are during the any kind of abstinence period, I don't care if it's just intermittent or long term, you're just not at you're showing up every day compromised and at less than full capacity, and sometimes maybe a lot less than full capacity.
And that's where you get those single guys on Twitter that say, well, abstinence is the route for you. And it's like, yeah, buddy, you're single. You're basically playing paintball while we're fighting in Afghanistan.
Yeah, exactly.
The married guys got live rounds.
Exactly.
You can think that is the way to go, but you have no idea, buddy. Go play your paintball game.
That's right. So that, I think, is the biggest thing I have is, suffering is fine. Crosses are there, but I think we have to acknowledge that, people that are straining under this are just not being the fullest versions of themselves in a lot of really important things that they do every day.
Yep.
going to work, being productive,
being present with the family.
The building blocks of society. That is the big. That I think that is the big impact, and maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. I don't know, but
I don't think so.
It's not obvious to me why that is.
Because, like in our case, when you can fulfill each other's intimate needs, you become sort of invincible. Like when I know that my wife is always there for me, and vice versa. I mean, I don't know. It's amazing.
Yep.
And you can do a lot.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely true. So I think that is an unstated fact in too many Catholic circles, and I think we just need to really emphasize that point for what it
So go on Catholic Reddit and spread the word.
Yeah,
watch out for the moderators.
That's right. So I don't know. So yeah.
One more thing. Dolores mentioned the other day. She goes, "I think we should be pre-Cana counselors for couples." Because we were talking to my parents, and they are pre-Cana counselors, which is interesting. Because we were talking about, what kind of advice they would give. And I think either I brought it up or one of us asked them what kind of advice they give to the married couples, the engaged couples. And my parents said, like my dad found all these homilies by like Father Mike Schmitz on marriage. And so they go with his advice. It's like, you're going with the advice of a celibate man on marriage? And it just blew our minds. We're like, oh my gosh, why would they do that? They have all like they've been together for like not quite 50 years, but closing in, And it's like, for goodness sakes, mom and dad, just like give them real advice. And I mean, they didn't always follow all the rules. Runs in the family, apparently. And I don't know. That just blew my mind. So Dolores is like, we really should consider it. But it'd be kind of wild because I think our approach would be, it'd be honest. So the pre-Cana couple that we had was very honest, and they talked about everything, as a matter of factly, as far as like that they had used birth control and stuff like that, and just what that was like, and all that. And it was very honest. And I mean, I can appreciate that. It's the priests who think everybody follows the rules are just, they're living in a fantasy land. I mean, there's a lot of, maybe only the marital debt couples are doing everything as perfectly as possible, but even so, they're probably, nobody's perfect, really.
Yeah.
And that's just a whole different level of weirdness, the marital debt thing. So, although you tried, so.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you say that, because like if someone asked me to do pre-Cana, I would be really hesitant, because it would be really hard for me to be, I don't know, honest and transparent about it without just scaring these poor people to death.
You have to. I think
I don't know how, straight. Like I don't know how. I mean, I don't know how else to do it. Like I don't. I would not want to sugarcoat it and whatever. I mean, I would be like, look. I mean, this is how I would honestly say it. I said, look, if you're going to follow the Father Rippinger model, I said, good luck to you. I said, you are in for a world of hurt, I think. And, if that's the standard that we're required to follow, and that's what you want to follow, I would seriously rethink the decision to get married, unless you're just absolutely convinced this is your cross in life.
You really want to suffer?
Yeah. But
it's the most horrific suffering that you could ever endure in reality. I mean, if you're gonna,
Now, if the Jonah method is acceptable, I'll be like, it can be the most wonderful, powerful, amazing thing that you'll do. Go at it. But
and that's the advice that I would give them, is that once you stop communicating and once you stop having sex, you're in big trouble, and you got to fix that.
Yeah.
And I would talk to them about the solo thing and just how you should really set the standard based on how often that happens. For both of you.
Yeah.
And go from there, because if you do that, it's a great thing.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's where you get into issues with the rules and whatever else. But I don't know how else you do it.
This is, I think, the problem, the difficulty with Catholic pre-Cana, if you will. It kind of gets back to what we said an episode or two ago, that very, very few people follow all the rules. And so what are you telling people? Like, are like, I would be nervous to tell pre-Cana couples, oh, by the way, as long as you just ignore this rule and this rule, you'll be fine. Like, I still have enough scrupulosity and traditionalism in my pedigree to be like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not even sure what I should be doing in my marriage. How the heck am I supposed to tell you? But at the same time, I feel like I can't just ignore it. Like, how do you go through pre-Cana and not talk about probably the most impactful central issue that's going to happen in your marriage? Because I suspect that's what happens. They're like, NFP, you'll be fine. It'll be difficult, whatever. But I don't think couples get a real honest, healthy dose of honesty.
Mm-hmm.
At least
I would agree with that. I was shocked at what my parents said. So I don't know. I feel like we need some real pre-Cana counselors out there.
Yeah. So I don't know. Send them to our podcast. I don't know. Deflect. So anyway, well, yeah, back into the grumpy stage of life again. I get this up and down, this roller coaster is just like,
it's tough, man.
If there was a way to make this go away,
the only way I know is what's going on in our house.
Well, when I was going into have my surgery, because even though it's a heart procedure, they go in through your groin, they go in through your vein, and I told my wife, I says, what if I give the surgeon $20, and I said, just make it look like an accident. just make it look like an accident down there. And she's like, I won't trust it.
Oh gosh!
So, I told her, I said, well, that's among many reasons. That's one of the reasons why I've never gone off and secretly got it done, because I said you would never trust that it's foolproof. So,
oh man. I think that lack of trust carries over in other areas of marriage.
Well, this for at least is she does not trust my virility. So we're just gonna have to wait till Mother Nature. I don't know. We might be doing NFP into our 70s for all I know.
Yeah, because when is she gonna be comfortable then?
Probably never. So yeah. Anyway.
All right, man. Well, good luck to you. I know that's brutal.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun.
From the arguments to the running hot.
Yeah, fortunately we're past that, but I don't know, the rest of this is it
can resurface at any moment though, so that's great.
Oh yeah.
You're just one comment away, one mistaken comment away from bringing it all back out.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. There's never really a fresh, a clean slate.
Just landmines.
Yeah. So you get to fight the battles multiple times.
Yep.
So anyway, well, hey, for all you couples out there listening to this and about to get married, good luck to you. Have fun. But I don't know. We spent a lot of time talking about the difficulties, and they're enormous. But I don't know. I have a beautiful family. I'm very proud of that. I wouldn't trade that for anything. But it is hard to want to be even more for my kids than I am now, and just finding myself just limited by this.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, thank you for everyone for tolerating all of that. We're going to wrap it up in just under an hour. Thank you, Jonah, as always.
You bet.
Until next time, everyone.
Bye.
Have a good one.